TV is joined right now by Jonathan Cramer, partner at BakerHostetler. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about your company.
Yeah, BakerHostetler is a national law firm, close to 1,000 lawyers. It started out 100 years ago, actually 99 years ago. We have our 100th anniversary coming up next year, in Cleveland in the Midwest. And over the years, following clients around and taking advantage of opportunities in various markets, we've moved into about 14 different cities here in the United States. We got to New York in 2001. It started out focusing on litigation here in New York, but over the last 7-8 years, we've really started to build our corporate practice here in New York, and we feel like that's a significant opportunity for our firm.
You were telling me earlier that you're about 1,000 lawyers strong, your company, and based here in the U.S. Why does that give you an advantage?
Well, actually, the key differentiating factor that we were discussing was that we have no international offices. Mm-hmm. We're one of the very few firms in the AmLaw 100 that only has offices in the United States. For my practice personally, and I think for a lot of us, we feel like it gives us the opportunity when we have matters overseas. And by the way, just because we don't have offices outside the United States doesn't mean that we're not extremely active with cross-border work. A significant portion of our corporate practice is cross-border work. But it gives us the opportunity when we're retaining people to help on our matters just to pick what we consider to be best in class in the various jurisdictions. And of course, the flip side of that is by referring work to firms over there, it gives us an opportunity to get referrals back from them. So that's helped me build an international component to my practice.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your industry verticals.
Okay, we service all industries, of course, but our firm has particular strength in the TMT area. We represent a number of the largest content providers in the business. We have a very significant hospitality practice, which is based down in Orlando, Florida, where you can understand there's a lot of hospitality down there. We have a significant healthcare practice. We just added a group of about 25 lawyers that spun out from a firm that was doing a merger, based most of them in Atlanta. And of course, because we were originally organized in Ohio, we have a significant industrial practice. Now that doesn't mean that we aren't strong in other areas. Those are just areas that the firm has devoted particular resources to.
If you could look to the future a little bit, the rest of 2016, 2017, M&A activity, of course, has been up. Do you still see that in the future, increased activity?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it depends on what happens in the markets.
Right.
What we see significant M&A activity, particularly on the mega end of things. Our practice tends to be more middle market. And the activity level probably hasn't been quite to the same level as what you're reading in the headline transactions. It's still what I represent a number of private equity companies trying to sell their companies. While debt is still cheap, it's still a challenge to sell companies at prices that you like, with the market being as unsteady as it is. It's not just put your card out there and have everybody snap it up. So, again, we think it really is going to be dependent on what happens in the markets.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.